Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. We watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Merlin Yoxall Wax Jacket, available at RevZilla.com. This is the Yoxall, 2 colors available new for the spring of 17. If you're close to the Merlin line, this is the successor to the Armitage, and in our opinion, it addresses a lot of what we found with the Armitage that we wanted to improve upon. So credit to you, Merlin, for listening. We called out some of the features that we might change. We took really what is a basic, rock-solid, heavy-duty wax canvas jacket that, in our opinion, is oriented for 3-season cold weather riding. So fall, winter, spring, hip length. Consider this really the big brother of something like the Hamstall on the line. And again, like much of the Merlin line, it uses the Halley Stevensons Scotch canvas, which is a heavy-duty 8-ounce wax. It's a medium wax. You feel the wax. It just has that great look and style to it. Now, some of the other nuance here, if we think about it, remember, it is going to be more that hip length. You do have a CE Level 1 armor set that comes stock at the shoulders and the elbows. And again, full sleeve removable thermal liner, but your waterproof breathable Reissa liner is not removable. Keep that in mind, folks. You cannot pull the waterproofing out, and even the new vents that they put here along the top, they vent directly to the liner. So fall, winter, spring, you're going to be rock solid. As it starts to warm up out there, depending on your temperature tolerance, this is not going to be, even with the vents open, a rock solid choice for summertime riding. Keep that in mind. Again, you're looking at that more really European type climate riding. I think Pacific Northwest. I think about that 3-season cold weather jacket. Now, the Yoxall, like I said, comes in 2 colors. This is, they call it brown, but it's very olivey. There's also a black. And Hiva's Brian to my left is going to be 6 foot, 195, 42-inch chest. He's wearing a size large. Now, if we look at it, and we look at the cinching within the body, that's a shock cord on the inside. And if we even get a shot here along the arms, how big these arms are, in my estimation, Merlin has really been consistent with what I would consider more of an American cut. I look at this jacket, I don't think it's felt European. I don't even think it's average. I actually think they give you a ton of room to move, and they know that you're going to be beefing up the layers riding into the cooler or colder times of the year. So lots of room in the arms, lots of room in the body. I think about American brands like Olympia. I think about that similar style of cut where Brian's in a large, but Brian could actually be a little bit bigger and still fit quite comfortably into the large. Keep in mind, use the size chart. We'll ship free over 39 bucks. I'd love if you click our logo, subscribe to RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback on the new Yoxall. So diving in, before I get into the other nuances, let's talk about some of the changes over the previous model Armitage. And if we look at it, very, very similar 4-pocket configuration, similar quilting at the shoulder, up along the collarbone. Again, the style really worked, but they made key changes that made it more functional. The first change you're going to notice is they've revamped the cuff at the sleeve. It's now 3 snaps with a zipper. The previous version just didn't leave enough room for adjustment. What they've also done, you're going to see it at the cuff, and you'll also see it at the collar, is they've given you a leather lining. So again, you have that little trim of leather at the end that's going to make it much more comfortable. You see that up along the neck as well. Also, when we look at this jacket, notice the snaps. The snaps now have more of an emboss. The fit and finish of this jacket has taken a leap forward. You're going to see it on the left side as well when we show you the patch. Again, they've just refined the stylistic approach to this when we think about creature comforts. Again, you're looking at a 3-season cold weather jacket that is waterproof with thermal, coming in around the $300 mark, which in our opinion is a ton of bang for the buck compared to what it's competing with in the category. But again, making some of those creature comfort improvements makes it just that much more of a usable, nicer jacket that actually carries a nicer style. Other changes they made are going to be volumetric adjustment via snaps in the forearm as well as the bicep. They didn't exist previously, and knowing it's more of an American cut, if depending on your build, if you had thinner arms, you might have a little bit of extra floppy material. Now you have the ability to cinch that down. We talked earlier about these zips at the top, which are mesh backed. They are going to be vents. Now they vent to the liner. So what they're going to do is they're going to circulate air along that waterproof, non-removable liner. So it's waterproof, breathable. It's going to aid in the breathability. But it's very different if you have a jacket that has a direct vent that goes directly to the body. Again, you're not going to feel the direct benefit of the cooling property of air coming in. It's actually just going to help the liner stay cooler if you start to overheat or if it's really muggy out. Again, keep that in mind, but it's nice to see them making that addition. The last key change that jumps out to us, and you'll see some other changes as we work our way into the backside of the jacket, is the collar on this jacket is very unique. It's a very fashion-oriented style collar that ties in really nicely with this heavy-duty waxed canvas approach. But it's 2 snaps. You have some adjustability, but when you loop it back, now you have the ability to cinch it in place, which we really dig. So watch, it comes around this loop, it snaps down, it snaps snaps, and now you have that bandit style collar looping back and around, and it's not going to flop in the breeze if you happen to leave it open. So now you have the ability to really wear this jacket in an open configuration just like that if you start to overheat, if you're changing elevations, again, depending on the temperature range you're going to see depending on the time of the year. So again, lots of changes. I don't have a ton of negative because they've addressed so many of the things that were negatives in our eyes around the previous Armitage jacket, and they really didn't increase the cost, which is a really nice touch. Again, seeing more value, seeing product development, improvement, and refinement without raising the bar on investment is a great thing for motorcyclists. Again, keeping in motorcycle jackets that will ultimately keep you comfortable and protect you longer without breaking the bank. Now, turn the face away from me there, HVB. If we look at the side of the sleeve, we've already talked about the quilting. You see your CE level 1 armor. Now, I will tell you something like the Hamstall within the Merlin line has CE level 2 armor. It'd be nice to see them roll that out into this jacket in the next iteration, but that Hamstall is going to be about $30 or $40 more, getting up into the mid threes. If he raises his arm, no gusset here, but plenty of material. And again, you can see how this is cinched right here along the waist. That is a shock cord on the inside that you can adjust. And then down here, this is one of the things on the Armitage we want to see improved. We now have the ability to cinch that down. You have 3 snaps, whereas the previous version was 1 circumference. So again, for HVB, he'd be in that last snap, but there's still a little bit of room to move. And again, if you're a little bit thinner than Brian at the waist, you can cinch it down even further. Turn backwards from there, HVB. The back comes with a foam pad. It's not going to be CE rated, but it takes that classic knocked TP2 shape. So anything that's that classic back protector shape, CE1 or CE2, you can upgrade. And then you do have some basic exhaust vents. So these are small. Maybe give me another inch or 2 on these if I was going to improve them. But ultimately, because they're a passive exhaust vent, air is going to come in. It's going to come in through these indirect vents in the front, circulate around the liner, and exhaust out the back. So again, it's going to be basic ventilation, not direct-to-body ventilation, but I do think they could do better. And even for a jacket that's this long, if you gave it another inch or 2, you might offset the line. It feels like it's a little bit of a short zip for this size and scope of jacket. Notice, it does fully cover the seat. I'm sure there's a jeans loop in there. Again, you see this coming down as more of the hip length approach, and the back is going to be longer than the front. That's a nice touch. If HVB comes this way, you're going to see the Merlin logo along the side. It's embroidered on in this patch. It's a reddish to offset against the green. I will say this, the previous version, the Armitage, had like an odd embossed piece of leather that was riveted on. This is much cleaner. They've done a nice job cleaning up the lines of this jacket. Come back around to the front from there, HVB. Now, if we open it up from the front, working our way down, you're going to see double storm flap, rain gutter. Any water that gets past this is going to get stuck here, move all the way down that rain gutter. Big YKK brass pull that goes all the way down. And as you start to open up the zip, now you're going to see here's the shock cord in the front. Now, I will tell you this end of this shock cord here, this aglet, so to speak, this is going to pop off. You can pull this down, knot it, and recut it so you don't have so much floppy dangle if you don't want it. But that's how it looks if you completely undo it. So again, that shock cord allows you to get that great cinching around the waist for a 3/4 length jacket, have that clean line. But again, if you undo it, it's not going to give you too much dangle there. But that's a really personal preference thing. If you look at the inside, it's a 100-gram thermal liner. It is full sleeved. It's a circumferential zip. Basic cloth in the inside that has a nice feel to it. It's not overly scratchy and not overly rough. It actually has a nice smooth finish, so if it's against your skin, it's going to feel good. And what I really like that they've done here is they gave you a nice fleece liner up across the top. 3-season cold weather, potentially wet, you want that against your skin. So your thermal liner is going to terminate, and you're going to get some heat retention as well as some wicking. And again, if you happen to get wet, it's not going to be canvas against your skin, which again would be a little bit rougher. If you open up on this side, Napoleon pocket, you have a pocket down along the left, and if we were to fully zip out this liner, there's an interior pocket underneath that liner as well. So again, for $300, around that 3-season cold weather approach, fully waterproof, fully removable thermal liner, fall, winter, spring, with an 8-ounce Halley Stevensons wax canvas. I know I'm going on and on and on, but there's a ton of bang for the buck in this jacket. Merlin has been huge in Europe, and it's nice to see them coming to the States, and it's even better to work with a brand that's listening when we offer them feedback and improving the products as we go. The next step in your journey is to click the info button on your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page at RevZilla.com. Read other rider reviews. You shouldn't just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship free over $39. If you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion, the latest and greatest in the moto universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.